Tim Burney was also a passenger on Flight 663, sitting just in front of Mohammed al-Madadi, and he joins us this morning. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, Harry. How are you?
I'm well. I avoided an incident last night. Did you notice any odd behavior or anything strange going on this flight last night?
You know, I didn't. It didn't become apparent that there was a problem, at least not to me, until we had landed, and then we pulled off the runway, and then everything started to go pretty fast, and then I realized that there was a problem.
Wow. So you were not aware, for instance, that this guy had been smoking in the restroom, or that marshals had basically taken him back to a seat and had him, in quotation marks, in custody on the flight?
No, I wasn't aware of that, as I said, until we had landed. Everything seemed normal to me. I've got to admit, I was, working on my computer until we were in our final approach. But as we landed and pulled off the runway, the pilot came on and indicated that we need to stay in our seats. We were obviously far away from the gate, and it seemed odd that we would park that far away, waiting for a gate. And then the flight attendants came on and told us to stay off of our cell phones. And then who turned out to be the air marshal in front of me was talking on his telephone, and I could hear some of the things he was saying. At that point, I saw lights outside, and you could tell that there was something going on, and it was focused on the seat behind me.
Wow. So the air marshal's right in front of you. What were you able to eavesdrop? What were you able to ascertain from their conversation?
Well, Harry, I'll tell you, I heard two. I was in the third row by the window, and the air marshal that was directly in front of me, a little bit to the side in the aisle seat, as well as the air marshal that was sitting next to the person they took off the plane, was sitting behind me and on the aisle. And I kind of heard both conversations. I heard the person in front of me was talking to what I would believe is a superior, and was getting instruction, was relaying some information. I heard him talking about that, and then I started to pay attention to the conversation behind me. And I heard the air marshal behind me indicate to the passenger to tell the truth and just relax. And they appeared to have everything under control. I mean, you could tell that there was a heightened sense of awareness, but certainly it appeared they had everything under control.
So it was, I guess if you're an air marshal, you're just making sure at this point that this guy is who he says he is, and what he has allegedly done is only that, just smoking a cigarette in the restroom.
Yeah, well, Harry, as I said, I wasn't aware of the fact that he had been in the restroom. But again, they had it under control. I mean, again, it was clear that the action was behind me with this individual passenger. But, they had it under control. The pilot was communicating to us. The flight attendants were communicating. So, I look back on it, and certainly it was almost surreal. But, they handled it so well. I think they helped us all remain calm as passengers.
Wow, very interesting stuff. Mr. Burney, do appreciate your time this morning. Thanks for sharing your story with us. We do appreciate it.
A lot happens early on The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.